reshuffle that if they reshuffle it all. If they don't, I think that'd be kind of disappointing. You don't want to put different guys in the same type of roles. The whole point of doing this is reshuffling the deck.
Yeah, the whole point of doing this is to free Scott Frost up to do other things.
Right.
Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Presented by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What's happening, Lincoln? What's up? You made it to Friday. Some volleyball going on in the Haymarket. Saw a bunch of really, really athletic people walking around down in the Haymarket this morning. Ran into a couple of volleyball coaches. They were excited. They were thrilled. They loved the atmosphere and the environment. Called Lincoln, Nebraska a volleyball town. I was like, yeah, go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. This is a women's volleyball town, and nobody could deny it. Florida State, Kansas State, Campbell. All in the building, hosted by women's volleyball, and the Huskers have an opportunity to show out over the next couple of days. So let's do that. Again, 402-464-5685. Great to have you. You can call in the Honda Lincoln hotline. You can text me at that number on the Starter Heyman text line. You can follow the video. The video stream brought to you by Starter Heyman. You can find it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. A couple of things on the week because it's been a busy week and a full week. What I'm going to ask you to do first and foremost is to make someone's day. Make someone's day. Honor them, celebrate them, elevate them, embrace them, rejoice in them. Jump on theticketfm.com and on the tab there, right there on the webpage, there is a nominations tab for Beatrice Bakery. And we want to thank Beatrice Bakery, the folks who allow us to add smiles to this community on a daily basis. So when you think of doing someone, caring someone, doing something for someone and caring someone, we'd like for you to think of us. We'd like for you to think of Beatrice Bakery. We'd like for you to think of the people who help you get through the days, and this is your chance to help them get through a day. This is a chance for you to celebrate a group of folks. We'd like to help you do that if you're up for it. So jump on the website. We'll get the nominations via email. Do those, nominate somebody that's had a great week, somebody that's had a tough week, somebody that just deserves somebody to pat them on the back, or somebody that needs a hug. Do so. theticketfm.com. You can do that. Now, I will also, for the sake of simplicity, I will accept nominations via the text line as well. So reach out. Reach out. On the text line, there's somebody there. Like if you don't want to, you don't feel like getting in onto the website and doing that, you know what? Here's a chance. Another way for you to do that. But on Fridays, we like to celebrate the end of the week. We like to celebrate people who have done amazing things, people who do amazing things, people who have gone through amazing things, and people who simply are amazing. So have at it. Do that, and throughout the course of this hour, I will get to that. Feel free. What's up, Aiden? What's up? What's up, Husker fan? I do want to tell you that at 3:15 or so, Eric Strickland will join us. He'll jump on the video stream. So if you guys want to see what Strick is up to, he'll be on the video stream. He'll take your questions, and he'll give advice. He watched this Husker team. He watched. He's got close eyes to the Husker program when it comes to basketball and football. Lots of news of Huskers football. We'll get to it. We got a long day, so we got time to get to everything. No rush. In the words of John Wooden, be quick, but don't rush. There's plenty. Strick will join us for a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about tomorrow with the Huskers basketball traveling. They've got Indiana tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. The big one. From their own mouths, if you were listening to The Truth last night with C.J. Wilcher and Kobe Webster, they tell you they were tired still last night. Takes a lot out of a body, emotionally and otherwise, physically. That was a tough one. But they did do a good job. Nick, at some point today, I need you to jump on last night's archive, last night's podcast for The Truth, because CJ and Kobe talked about the fight at NC State. It was pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Like I said, we all chuckled quite a bit at Trey McGowan's riding to the rescue, posseing up on his scooter. But he said, yeah, there really wasn't much, there wasn't much to it. They were just looking out for each other, make sure nobody didn't do anything stupid. Talked about Latman and talked about some of the coaches. Still, the as much as focus was on Trey McGowan's, the real superhero move was Eduardo Andre, because he looked like a 7-foot punt returner, and he was avoiding coaches like nobody's business. He juked one of the coaches. He juked one of the assistants and got to the pack. Now he got ejected because of it, but it's pretty athletic. It's pretty athletic. I was like, okay. I also did want to say that when you think about that game, just remember, they had to finish that game without Trey McGowan's, without Latman, without Eduardo Andre. There's a lot. What's up, Cubsker? He says, I just want to thank you guys for providing my daily entertainment while I deliver packages for FedEx. You guys get me through every day. Thank you for what you do, and everyone at the Ticket does. Thank you, kind sir. Greatly appreciate it. You're a part of the fam, and we haven't forgotten the VIP club. January's coming. Just be ready. Be ready. What's up, Big Frank? Happy Friday to you, kind sir. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, there's so much to be said for how people go through difficult times. This football program is going through difficult times. Like there's no other way to put this. You can't sugarcoat that. And I make a point to just stay away from speculation. That sort of speculation, I know that people want to just, what if we got the second assistant coach from Alabama? What if we got the third quarterback on the depth chart from Clemson? No, but that's not purposeful. It's actually wasteful. Just like I said with the Mickey Joseph thing, let it play out. Let the dude get here and let him talk. He'll answer a whole lot of questions. He'll answer a whole lot of questions. Let him. Yeah, I'm a little concerned that this administration, this program hasn't released more information, but okay, I'll live. I'm a big boy. Well, there it was. Texter says, so what Eduardo Andre did was funny. See, why do people listen and then try to pick apart what you just said? I laughed because it looked rather silly watching coaches chase 7-foot grown men. If you've paid attention to me all, that's not a part of the program. That's not what they should be doing. There's no focus in that. It was the wrong thing to do. It also, at the very same time, hilarious. Look at the video. Look at the video and tell me that it's not funny. It's hilarious watching grown-ups chase 7-foot dudes around the court trying to keep them from something. Not ideal. Not the best reaction at all. He'll say that. They've already said that. But was it funny to watch a 7-foot dude run around and try to avoid coaches? Hilarious. What's up, Big Slim? He says, all sports aside, I appreciate you and what you've done for the station. I feel personally it's much better than when you showed up. That's all, showing appreciation for you on this fine Friday. Kind sir, and you and I will meet up soon. We will meet up soon, sir. And thank you for the kind words. Yeah. Okay, so let me put the basketball thing aside for a second. And I'll say this. When I first got here, you folks didn't know me. And in truth, I didn't know you. I knew about Husker athletics. I had a pretty good idea about athletically what was going on within the programs. But I didn't know the fan base. Not at that level. I didn't know. And I'll tell you, the intent when I got here was just to chill. Like, this was going to be like a kind of retirement for me. We were just going to come here, and I was going to become the old crotchety old guy who yelled stuff from the stands at various Husker sporting events. Like, I was going to yell for, I was going to cheer. I already had the truth was, I had been rallying and supporting Nebraska athletics long before I moved here, before I even thought about moving here. Like I said, I found out that in my business dealings over the course of decades, I've run into a whole lot of Nebraska dudes who have told me stories about how great the place was. Guys that I actually traveled with, teams that when I was on the road with these teams, those players would give me stories and regale about Nebraska and Lincoln in specifics. They talked about Omaha. I knew about it. I spent 9 years in Utah listening to Ron Boone tell me about Omaha and all the great athletes that came from here. And he would introduce me to them. And he pointed out, look, man, if you're in a room, imagine being in a room, being a guy that's interested in sports, and having Ron Boone, the legend, the Iron Man of the NBA, and Bob Gibson, still to my thinking, he's Bob Gibson is the best pitcher I've ever seen in my life. And then Gale Sayers, who, man, I idolized. And these were all Omaha dudes, they're riding around a golf cart, and they're chopping it up and they're talking about Nebraska. Guys like Tony Farmer, Jerron Boone, Kenya Hunter. Those are folks Mornay Pearsonell. These are all people who I was connected to, and then they would just regale. So when I got here, I was just going to chill. Like, the whole point, this was going to be retirement. I'm an old dude now. I fully engage that. But when I got here and the ability to find out how much you guys care about your sports and your athletics and your community, well, that hit all the really nice buttons for me, right? Mentally, it's like amazing, right? And I'm like, okay, I want to be involved, so let me get involved. And you find out that what you guys wanted was more access. You wanted more shows. You wanted more sports. You wanted more access. You wanted more talent. You wanted more, all of those things. So as a sports fan, I can relate to what you want. And if I can do those things for you, and most of them, quite frankly, are done because of you guys, your support and your investment, your time and emotional investment in 93.7 The Ticket. That's how it becomes possible. Like, you guys, look, when you go and tell your friends to listen to The Ticket, when you tell your family to listen to Ticket, when you tell other alum to listen to The Ticket, look, that's the real work. Look, you guys are making this thing move. Look, I hear the buzz and I am grateful. You guys are a blessing. And your ability to go and when we call to arms and say, okay, you know what? We need more followers on Twitter. Can you guys hook us up? Right? Hey, okay. Husker Nation, get to it. Can you guys get our numbers? Right? We're at 5,500 or so. I think we should be at 10. Okay, Husker Nation, get to it. Hey, I want to make some people smile in the area. get to it. You guys do that. When I say we want to take care of folks, you guys rally. When I say, look, we want to make sure people get fed, you rally. And because of you rallying, we get to add more content. We get to add a baseball show like Cam Chick and Bryce Matthews. Right? We get to bring you up close and personal to the gymnastics program, to bring you up close and personal to the basketball program, to make you feel connected to the volleyball program and the baseball programs and the football program. And we'll go deeper into that. We'll include the wrestling program. We'll get into swimming, diving, golf, all of those things. But it requires your help, your assistance, for you to send out the word, to let folks know this is where people should come. Look, I know there are other stations, but we're a community station. We don't have to ask a lot of people questions about giving you the programming that you want. We can tell you whether we can get it done or not. We can tell you what we need to get it done. And you guys have rallied for us, with us, beside us, and it's greatly appreciated. So what we're going to do, we'll throw it to a quick break. And when we come back, we'll have Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland. He's got a lot to break down, a lot to talk to the brother. We'll do that next on One-on-One. Stay tuned.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they're hiring for production operators at $21.72 an hour and other select jobs starting at $23.42 an hour, with wages growing up to $27.55 an hour. Continental also has salary jobs available with great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Temperatures coming down a bit here for our Friday, but still very mild for December. We'll top out near 60. Winds turning a little breezy out of the north at around 15 to 20. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low down to around 31. And we will continue to cool off as we head into the start of the weekend with a high tomorrow of 49. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
The team that just won't quit together on 3, 1, 2, 3 is about to play for the division lead.
Bridgewater leads the football to the pylon. Patrick is there. Cortland makes a leaping catch and into the end zone.
Sunday night, the Broncos battle the Chiefs for first place.
Touchdown, Denver!
On the KOA Broncos Radio Network.
The Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs kick off at 6:20. Pregame starts at 4 p.m. right here on your home for the Denver Broncos in Lincoln, Nebraska. 93.7 The Ticket.
Is your furnace or heat pump ready for winter? Call Bryant to schedule your home heating check. Comfortable, safe, efficient. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
And now, story time from the world of yum.
I could not eat fruitcake. I would not eat it by a lake. I would not eat it with a snake. There's no amount that I would take because I'll never, ever eat fruitcake. Hey, these snacks are really good. What is this? This is Grandma's fruitcake, but it's so moist and delicious. I like fruitcake. Okay, good to know. Kids, I gotta go. All literature is a lie.
Check out Grandma's fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of young.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. High school basketball kicked off this week, and here are December 2nd scores for the boys. Lincoln East won in a one-possession game over Elkhorn South, 62-60. It was the center Carter Templemeyer from East that scored the last basket with 2 seconds left to put East in front. Carter would also lead all scorers with 17. Lincoln Lutheran fell to Grand Island CC, 61-45. Lincoln Northeast dominated South Sioux City, 78-46. Lincoln Pius coasted to a win over Fremont, 69-46. Lincoln Southeast just got by Millard South in a win, 49-46. Lincoln Southwest also won, beating Papillion La Vista South, 70-64. The Silverhawks never relinquished the lead in the second half, led by Ryland Smith, as he was the leading scorer for them behind his 21 points. Millard North put up 74 points in a win over Lincoln High, 74-45. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Former Husker and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! He's going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Let's bring him in. Husker Hall of Famer Strick. What's happening, brother? How you doing today? What's happening?
That's what's happening. DP.
You're on a delay. Can you hear me, brother?
I heard you. You don't.
I see you. I see you. You gotta unmute. We gotta get you unmuted.
I can hear me.
Yeah.
It's on your side.
We'll unmute him. Let's get the brother in there. Let's see how we'll work. We'll work through it.
Yeah, I'm good.
We can't hear you.
That's not my fault.
No, we can't hear you.
Your fault.
There we go.
That's your fault. I've got equipment. Listen. I know it ain't me, big boy.
Professional. Look it up, right? Look at what's happening with you, Hall of Famer. What's good, man?
All right. Today it's been a beautiful day out here, sunny in Florida. Good, easy, no nonsense work day. And dealt with some investors today, and also the bank. You know how that goes. So it was kind of a mild day. Now it's a relaxation day. I'm gonna go and hang out with a few friends. Maybe hit up a cigar lounge and have me a glass of wine. Let's see what it do. I would like some Beatrice Bakery, but I can't.
Well, you
service
can. Yeah, actually we can. It'll be there Monday.
No doubt.
It'll be there Monday. Yeah.
It's always good to get some of that.
Yeah, it'll be there Monday, brother. We'll make sure it happens. Yeah, so I did want to give you kudos, bro, because the Spud Webb interview Tuesday night was fire. It was fire. Well done with that, kind sir.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Listen, I've got a good coach. I'm the kind of player that I listen to the coach. I don't act like I freaking know everything, and I know every assignment. I know every defensive, all defensive alignments. I don't act like I know every offensive set out there. I don't know if I have every doggone play or move down. That's why I think I had one of my best career years when I was in Dallas with me listening to someone like Kiki Vanderway, where others would look at a Kiki Vanderway and say, he's slow. He can't, but he gets buckets and he's got some of the best footwork in the game. So I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, let me be a sponge here, soak up all this wisdom and knowledge and figure out how to get to where I need to get a bucket. You know what I mean? Amen. And that's what you did, DP. You taught me this game. You helped me to, understand how to work the game, how to interview well, and how to, make it happen. So kudos to you, my guy.
Yeah, no, this is me getting out of the way. At this point, I'm, I'm sitting up there looking at Len Bias jump to the top of the room and go, I'm gonna act surprised because we should. But what you've done in a short period of time, and for folks that do not know, I mean, you can get Strict 9 every Tuesday night here on the Ticket from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And again, the conversation with Spud Webb, it flashed memories. It was a great lead into the Nebraska NC State game, and it took a lot of the old heads back to the days of watching Spud do what Spud do, and it was good stuff all around.
Yeah, I mean, I think too sometimes we tend to forget because we didn't have the same national coverage. You had national coverage, but it's not to the extent that national. You were very regionalized as far as your coverages, back in my day, whether it be collegiately or whether it be as well as in the NBA, unless you were the big market teams like the Lakers or the Knicks or, those were the teams, or you were at the top of the pinnacle as in Philly or Detroit, although they were small market teams. San Antonio, they still got, big time awareness. Boston was one. So when I played at Boston, it definitely did help. But I think players or people today tend to forget that there were anomalies like Spud Webb in the league who were like giants, but yet were small. You know what I mean? True David and Goliath type situations when you look at them in the Muggsy Bogues and the feats that they were able to do with regards to him winning a dunk contest. I don't care what you say. I mean, I can see remnants of that with Nate Robinson. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff he was able to do, those are remnants of it. But even still, he was taller than Spud, and Spud was able to do it. So, I was just watching some film and some breakdown today on, Allen Iverson and some of the stuff that he was able to do at his size, which was, it was an anomaly in itself. And, I was also watching just some other older players. People forget about Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, a.k.a. Chris Jackson, guys, they forget about some of the stuff that they were able to do. He was like Steph Curry before Steph Curry, you know what I mean? So it's good. It's good when you get a chance to kind of, reflect and see that, type of stuff, from some of the older players. And they didn't have the same type of footage. You don't have the same type of ability to jump on the cloud and capture, what some players have been able to do. And, I don't think it's 05 is when it really kind of started to kick in.
Strick, you and I were talking about this Huskers team and the conversation, whatever the hot trigger button topic is, Alonzo Verge Jr. and his style of play. And we're all trying to land on what's ideal for him. And I think you hit it. I think you hit it after the game, in the post game. You said he needs to get some of this Allen Iverson in his bag, right? Where he knew the line between when they needed him to just go and get a bucket and when they need other people to go and get a bucket. You broke that down pretty well. Share with the listeners. What's the common thread? What should it look like with Verge, with his at least attempt to play like Allen Iverson?
So one of the dynamics that have, one of the transitions that has happened in sports, especially in this new analytical age, has been they've come to the conclusion that you either shoot a three, you don't shoot long twos, or you're at the basket, right? Mm-hmm. And it's totally eliminated the mid-range where you had guys like Rip Hamilton who made an absolute living and made millions off the mid-range alone, period. Mm-hmm. And I think what has been lost is a lot of people don't understand what the mid-range does. And Allen Iverson was a mid-range assassin. Yes, he could shoot the three, but let's be absolute honest. He was streaky from three, but his mid-range and his crafty bag at the rim is what made Allen Iverson going to the free throw line 15 some odd times a game and stuff like that, made him to average 30. And so what I said with regards to Verge is that Verge is not an adept 3-point shooter. He's just that's just not his thing. You know what I mean? His mechanics are not very good, and so he's going to be very inconsistent from 3. And that's not a knock on the player. He's a good player. I think he can be and a player for Nebraska that's unique in itself because he does so many good things. He defends, he can rebound, he pushes the ball. I think his decision making as far as his pass selection can get better, but that's okay. He's got time to work. This is the first time he's really playing point guard in the position, so that's understandable. But his attacking the rim is causing him to miss shots more than what he can make. And I think he's more adept in his mid-range, but he doesn't use it as much. And I think that's where I'm saying I want to see some similarities about understanding the attack and understanding, the defense, because what happens is he can get by that first defender, get into the mid-range zone, but then he tries to go and do something, with 6'10", 6'11", guys, that can lose that stuff if you just put it out there for him. And that's where I think his stop and pop would be more effective for him, which would make him a tremendous more of a threat than he is at this point.
We're talking to Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland, and you and I were trying to find a common landing place for who we would compare Bryce Mcgowan's to. And I want to be fair to the 19-year-old because he's just still developing. But my goodness gracious, he does some things that are pretty electric and pretty unique.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that pops to mind that you go, okay, that's where that kid kind of either where he is or where you think he'll end up being? Just as a type, not as a career, career success, but just playing style of play. Where would you put how would you describe Bryce McGowan?
To me, I would say if you remember, Bryce kind of reminds me of what's my guy? Tim Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very, just easy, very skilled, handles the ball, shoot with some depth, can get anywhere he wants to. He's very, kind of like a Tim Thomas to me. Tim, let me just say, Tim could probably have averaged 25 points a game if he wanted to, right? Mm-hmm. But he just was so easy and so nonchalant and kind of would go away at times and then kind of come back when he's feeling like it. And it would be on that kind of flow. I know you said someone that I thought was like, yo, that might be the one. And I want you to tell me that name because I think you're very much on point.
Where I ended up in that conversation was Grant Hill. That's where I ended up. There's some blade dudes like Penny and Tracy McGrady who have that long, quick game. It looked easier than it actually was. But I end up with those three because in the end, that smoothness led them to chaos. People wanted to body them up because it made it look too easy. And they would put them in the second row, right? And how many times first time you get put in the first row, okay. Second time, third time. Over the course of the career, once you get older, those trips to the third and fourth row wear on you. And I think that, like we saw some of that against NC State, that smoothness often makes people resentful. And they body up them. If you're young and slender, look, people will bang you up. I think I think he's got some Penny in his game. He's maybe a little bit of a better shooter than Penny. Not as good a shooter as McGrady. But Grant Hill's grace is where I landed with him. They had the same graceful style of play.
I'm going to tell you who I would like him to be.
Okay.
I would love for him to turn into a Latrell Sprewell, but I just don't know if he's got that.
That's a different dog.
I would love to see Bryce as a Latrell Sprewell who looks at his opponent and is like, it's gonna be a rough one for you tonight, bro. And not just look at you with that. It's gonna be a rough one for you to look at you like it's gonna be rough for you tonight, bro. You're in trouble both on this side and especially on that side over there, my guy.
Oh.
And so, like for me, right? Like as a player, that was the one type of respect that I got. Although I started, I played 6-man off the bench, and then I was a support guy, right? So I got a chance to play at every aspect. I'm actually glad I didn't ascend to all-star status because I like to go to dinner and I like to go out.
Right.
I like to blend in. I still like to do me, you know?
Right.
So I don't like to be just totally out all the time and then everybody, you know, I actually experienced that when I think we were either in LA or somewhere. It was me, Mike Finley, Dirk, and Steve Nash. And we're sitting down and literally every few minutes there were people that were coming to the table. And it's like, and can we at least eat our food first, you know, type of thing, you know, and that's the way they responded. So then, obviously some of you may know my former wife was Carolyn, the former Carolyn Sanders, and that was Deion Sanders' first wife. So, you know, we would go and watch Deion Jr.'s football games at SMU, and I would literally be sitting there next to Deion, and it would be crazy. Yeah. It would be crazy. We'd be talking, and next thing you know, all these kids are running up. He's like, I'm just trying to support my son. I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm here for him, not here for me. And I'd just be sitting there like, ain't nothing happening. Like I'm just cousin or uncle or whatever, just sitting there. And then he started doing the, hey, you know who that is, don't you know? He started trying to throw it on me. I'm like, you little sucker. Yeah. But I say that to say, I really do think that Bryce, if he could just understand really, how to turn that thing on. And I'm not saying he's not a dog. I'm not saying he's not. I think he has some of it in him, but I think if he can understand from a two-way perspective that if, the way that guys used to look at me, like the Baron Davis, and Baron was a freaking killer. You know what I'm saying? But Baron would look at Stricky and say, man, Strick, man, I need you to chill out tonight, man. Because they know I'm going to come at him. I'm not just going to just defend you physically. I'm going to come at him. Then you have Allen Iverson. I'm sitting at the half court. I'm telling the referees, I'm like, listen, I am 220 stocked. Allen's 160, 170 soaking wet. He's going to bump into me. I'm having conversations with the referees. He's going to bump into me. Do not give him them flop fault fouls tonight. Oh, Allen, come over. Oh, no, Strick, no, that ain't right. You be fouling, so we having these type of conversations, right? But I say that to say that that's the respect that they had. They knew that not only am I going to be a problem for them on the defensive end, but they're going to have to work because I'm coming at them on the other end. That's what I want people to see for Bryce, right? I want them to be worried about how he's going to shut them down. You don't win if you score 25 and your opponent scores 25, i.e. big fella from Seaborn, from NC State, 30 something, almost 40 points, right? 39, some of that nature. And Bryce, great game, almost 30, right? But your guy, one of the guys you guarding in crunch was killing you. You know what I mean? And that I want his mentality to say, no, you're getting 19 and I'm getting 29. And that's all.
So, but how does that play? See, because that's the thing we're asking for from them, but that's how NC State ends up. You're talking about dudes who are used to playing the bump and grind versus dudes who aren't. And Seaburn goes to the free throw line 20 times because at some point folks decided that's how they were going to move him. Like that dude shot 20. That dude shot 20 free throws.
Yeah, DP, you're on point, bro. And you want to know something? Just as a player in observation, you want to know he reminds me of Clyde Drexler.
Yeah.
Why do I say that? I mean, you can try to answer and then I can follow up. Why did I say Seaborn reminds me of Clyde Drexler?
Well, his attack game is the strong glide, right? So any small bump, like he was going to go to the basket.
He's going and he's going right.
Yeah.
Everything you saw on every play that they ran, that they know they needed something, it was to get him either in a certain spot where he had strong right hand drive to finish. And so as either as a coaching staff or as a player, I'm like, wait a second. You know what I mean? You're not going this way, bro. If you're going to do anything, you're going the other way and
right.
Finish that way. But you're not getting 15 points and 20 points in 2 overtimes by going that way again. Right. You know what I mean? So I that's again where I'm hoping players become more cerebral, because that's what I saw just in watching. I'm like, why are they letting him go right? He just went right and finished. Dang, he just went right and got an and one. Dang, he just went right and okay, little body, but he finished. I'm like, when is he going to the left? And that's just, those are just little things I pick up, bro, just by watching. But I'm just,
I thought the difference was they took the same amount of shots on the floor, same amount of way. The difference was that this dude had 19 rebounds. 7
that's
of them
beastly.
Right? Well, right? Like you had 19 rebounds. And at some point, the style of attack leads you to the free throw line versus
absolutely.
Right. And
yeah, because there's a difference, right? DP?
Yeah.
No. See, he wants the contact. He's like, yo, come on, let's grind. Boom. You know what I'm saying? And I think the difference sometimes with Verge and with the others, they finish a float away or
yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. They want to get it off, but I'm trying to go through you to get it off, and that's what we miss about Trey, because Trey's like, yo, I'm what? Where meet me here? I'm coming, yes, and that's the little difference about the two.
Strick, amongst the things that happen in this game, the thing that gives me the most smile from is that the Huskers now know they have another soldier. They know they have another warrior. Like there were questions about whether this dude was going to be able to hang and how is he going to find his minutes and how is he going to be out there and what happens when they take his shot away. Listen, Keisei Tamanaga played 44 minutes in Raleigh, North Carolina in a 4 overtime game. Right. And to me, that was one where Hoiberg can the coaches will look at each other and go, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can trust this dude.
Mm-hmm.
We can trust this dude. This dude hit 5 threes. He was 5-11 from 3. He defended well, 16 points. I mean, look, they have another dude. And if you're going to be good in the Big Ten, you've got to have dudes who can step up in the battle and fight for you. Keisei Tamanaga has now earned his stripes.
For sure. No, there's no question about that. You could tell that there was definitely a shrinkage in the rotation a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think one, the game should have been over, because I really do still, you can't tell me any different that wasn't a foul at the end of the game.
Right.
But I think it was good. It was good that they, shoot, the Bible says it was good that I was afflicted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that affliction of that, it can really unite a team, because you're on the road, you're going through major adversity, you don't have all your team. I think Wilcher got some sweet looks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he'll knock those down.
He's not going to go 0 for 7.
Nah, he's not going to do that again. I think he hits a couple of those, the dynamic of the game changes as well because he got some great looks. And I'm not even going. They weren't even all forced looks. I mean, I would say 5 out of 7, 6 out of 7 were just
right where you want
looks. Yeah, the look that you want. I liked, Wilhelm. He finished at the basket a little bit. You could tell his legs still aren't with him a little bit right now because some of his threes were significantly off. So you've got something there. I think Scott Frost is probably calling Hoiberg a little bit, trying to figure out what could I do with what can I do with Andre Eduardo. If you watch the film, the way Eduardo dipped the shoulder around there, like he dipped around and he looked like a defensive end over there, like he was coming for the quarterback a little bit. I said, Scott Frost might have found something. But you had, and then you had the scooter assassin, trying to creep in the mix. I'm like, boy, get your butt back off the floor somewhere. But yeah, so it was some good things, man. It was some fun things. I mean, like I'm saying, things like that helps you. I think they could have used Kobe, definitely. Missing him hurt. Yeah. But those types of situations bring you together. You can have a conversation. Yes, it's a sad plane ride. It's a long, sad plane ride going home. But at least and you can say you left it on the floor. You know what I mean? You did. You left everything on the floor. And there's some great film work that can be done.
Yep. Strick, listen, we'll talk to you tomorrow after the Huskers take on Indiana. It's an 11 o'clock tip. So about 1 o'clock, y'all can join us here for the Huskers postgame. Strick, go enjoy that beautiful, beautiful weather. Go ahead and light one up, bro. We'll be thinking of you. Appreciate you.
Facts. All right, my guy.
All right, man. That is Eric Strickland. We'll toward the break. We'll close out one-on-one for the Friday when we come back.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
If you're thinking about a new career, improving your job skills, or just continuing your love of lifelong learning, Southeast Community College's Spring Continuing Education Catalog is hitting your mailbox soon. It's chock full of options. Learn how to write a compelling grant application, become a pharmacy tech, or even learn to ride a motorcycle. We even provide the bike. Check out your catalog or go to southeast.edu/continuing education. SCC. Your path to possible.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, invites you to attend our upcoming Parts and Service Expo events. It's the best time to buy parts all year. Take advantage of special discounts at the event and other discounts throughout the month of December. You'll find savings on oil and filters, attachments, gifts for under the tree, and most pre-ordered John Deere parts. You'll also have a chance to visit with our trained and certified technicians and sign up for our winter service specials. Don't miss out. It only comes around once a year at your local Landmark Implement. Visit landmarkimp.com for a complete schedule of our expo events.
Is your furnace or heat pump ready for winter? Call Bryant to schedule your home heating check. Comfortable, safe, efficient. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they're hiring for production operators at $21.72 an hour and other select jobs starting at $23.42 an hour, with wages growing up to $27.55 an hour. Continental also has salary jobs available with great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
This is a Broncos Radio Network update.
Touchdown, Denver! How about that? I like that!
Broncos insider Brandon Cristal. Here's what QB Teddy Bridgewater said when I asked him if there's been much discussion in the locker room about Denver losing their last 11 to the Chiefs.
Nah, some things you just don't talk about. You look for, what's ahead of us. Can't dwell on the past. It's another opportunity. I'm pretty sure they're not sitting there saying, oh, we're 11-0, 10-0 against Justin Simmons, 6-0 against Chubb. They see it as another divisional game, and we see it the same way.
Bridgewater may have downplayed it, but Simmons is certainly aware that he's winless against KC.
Obviously I haven't beaten them since I've been here. That's really the emphasis. They got great players, and, they're one of the best offenses in the league. Everyone knows that. But still, I think, knowing the teams that I've had when we've played here, it's disappointing.
Simmons and the Broncos hope to reverse the trend Sunday night as they play for first place against the Chiefs at Arrowhead.
Lincoln's mega liquidation store is here. Wholesale Logistics is now open on West O Street as a bin store with tons of liquidation pallets, appliances, mattresses, furniture, and more. Brand new mattresses 30 to 60% off retail with well-known brands. New furniture also 30 to 60% off retail value. Brand new LG scratch and dent appliances 35 to 40% off retail. Wholesale Logistics purchases truckloads of smaller items from major retailers and throws them into bins, with everything starting at just $8. Get to Wholesale Logistics, open each Friday to Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at 2811 West O Street.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Final segment of One-on-One. We had a submission for Beatrice Bakery Care Package, and I wanted to get to it. Ellie spends her days taking care of the most vulnerable people during the pandemic, often working incredibly long hours due to staffing shortages, yet somehow she's still managing to be a full-time student at UNK, earning her bachelor's in education. She truly cares about helping others and is devoting almost all of her time to do so with very little recognition. Well, we'd like to recognize. So I will pass this along to Nick. Dave, let her know if you want to pick it up and pass it along to her, or we can have it delivered to her. You let us know. So Dave Sanderson, reach out, let us know, and we'll figure out how to get that. I will pass the information along to Nick, and you can let us know how you want this thing to get down. And I can tell you going forward that we have some delivery angels who are going to make things a lot easier for us to provide, to give out contest wins and gifts and such, because they're going to help us. And we'll announce that on Monday, what's going on there, so folks can recognize what is it that we're trying to do, how they're going to help us do that. It's going to be pretty cool. Also, here's this one. There's some folks, and we'll get out. This is actually appropriate for Beatrice in that area. Amy and the other para-educators at Norris Intermediate School do an incredibly hard job, yet vitally important job of taking care of special needs students. This job is very taxing emotionally, mentally, and physically. They're assaulted at times, and of course, cannot react. I feel like this is often a thankless job, and they get overlooked for all that they have to do and put up with. It takes a special kind of incredibly loving and patient person to do this job, and I would like to recognize them. Thank you. So, to Amy Sanderson, Norris Intermediate, Paris, we will, in fact, acknowledge you and give you credit and say thank you for what you do for those in need. So there will be a care package as well to make sure that we say that you are thought of, you're cared about, and somebody thought enough of you to shout you out and to take care of you. You guys will have up until, let's say, 5:30 to get nominations in for the rest of the day. I'm feeling rather loving today. So let's do that if we would. So you guys know you can either go to theticketfm.com, and right there on the front page, there's a tab that says for Beatrice Bakery nominations. Click the button. Do that. Also, you guys should be following 93.7 The Ticket on Twitter. If you have it, follow it. Get to it. If you're not following me, get to it. It's just my name. Go through it. You can find. Nick deserves it. Like, just reach out. Nick likes it when you send baby pictures through on direct message. He'll send you his and share it with you. So you can go through and hook it up and have a good one. That's what we're doing, right? That's what we're doing with that. So we appreciate that, right? For all the stuff that folks. Yeah. C. Stark says, power is a gold in the classroom. Yeah, absolutely. That's a statement of truth. So to do all that's kind of what we're here to do, at least in the space that I can control and the conversations that I can have. I really want to do that. I think Mario Badusco wants ticket shirts with cartoons of the best text line names. We need sponsors for that, though. That's a lot of. We need sponsors for that. So you guys, we'd have to start like a GoFundMe, and you guys can donate to that. You know what would might work? There may be a way to do that. There may be a way to do that. Right. Good stuff. We might be able to do that. Yeah, it's good stuff along the way. So anyway, yeah, so coming up, it's Friday. So Nick Trivia. We'll actually have two Nick Trivias today. One where Nick asked the question. And then after that, I will ask a question of Nick. And it'll be Nick or not. Does Nick know the answer or no? We will do both of those in the next hour. Jay Foreman will join us. I'm waiting to hear from Everett Gray. He wanted to call in and check. We'll see how that goes. But we'll get to our Friday. And then we will take some more nominations from Beatrice Bakery and Care Packages. Maybe we could help start the weekend right. I'm going to put some apple streusel and some peach streusel on the table for the right nominations, right? I'll even throw in a chocolate rum cake. If you haven't had those, get your vanilla ice cream and have at it. So, great stuff along the way. I'm looking forward to this weekend. You got volleyball tonight. You got basketball tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow and Sunday. It's going to be a busy Huskers sports weekend, and the Haymarket is already buzzing. It was buzzing this morning with all the additional folks and visitors. Lots to do. But buckle up. Old School is next until 6 on 93.7 The Ticket.